12 ugly things seniors do as they age that no one tells you. Aging is supposed to be a graceful journey filled with wisdom, grandkids, and golden years of peace. But let's be brutally honest, there's an entire side of senior life that people rarely talk about. The ugly things. Not ugly in the sense of shame, but ugly because they're uncomfortable truths that society hides behind polite smiles and Hallmark greeting cards. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on 12 ugly things seniors do as they age, things nobody warns you about, but that shape lives in surprising ways. More importantly, I'll show you how to face each one with dignity, humor, and power. Because the goal isn't to avoid aging, it's to age on your own terms. So grab a cup of coffee, settle in, and let's walk through the 12 shadows that hover over the golden years, shadows that, when exposed to light, don't have to control your story. 1. Seniors downplay pain until it's too late. It starts with a twinge in the back, a stiffness in the knee, or a headache that lingers. Seniors often minimize pain, brushing it off as just age. Why? Because nobody wants to become that person who's always complaining. But here's the ugly truth. Small ignored pains often morph into catastrophic health crises. Take Robert, 72. He waved off his constant indigestion as just getting older. 6 months later, he was rushed to the EA with a bleeding ulcer that nearly killed him. Pain is your body's smoke alarm. Pretending you don't hear it doesn't make the fire go away. The fix? Treat every new pain as a clue, not a nuisance. Keep a journal. If something lingers more than 2 weeks, demand answers. Aging isn't the end of medical investigation, it's the time to double down. 2. Seniors hoard instead of letting go. Closets stuffed with clothes from 1985. Kitchen drawers crammed with broken tools. A garage so full of treasures the car lives outside. Hoarding is one of the ugliest and most misunderstood habits of older adults. Why does it happen? Because every object tells a story, and seniors cling to them as anchors against the tide of time. But that clutter isn't harmless. It creates safety hazards, fire risks, and emotional stress. Families dread tackling it after a loved one passes. One daughter shared how it took her 18 months to clear her mother's house, leaving her emotionally drained and resentful. What should have been time spent remembering her mom became a battle with mountains of junk. The fix? Start downsizing now. Donate, sell, or gift items while you're alive so you can witness the joy they bring. Think of decluttering as curating your life museum. Keep the exhibits that matter, release the rest. 3. Seniors neglect personal hygiene. This one's awkward. As people age, some begin skipping showers, wearing the same clothes for days, or neglecting dental care. Friends and family whisper, "What happened?" The reality? Hygiene declines not from laziness, but from fear of falling in the tub, arthritis making grooming difficult, or even cognitive decline. Unfortunately, the outcome is social isolation. People avoid those who smell unkempt, and seniors withdraw further into loneliness. The fix? Swap shame for support. Install grab bars, buy shower chairs, switch to easy-wear clothes, and schedule dental visits like medicine. Cleanliness is more than appearance, it's confidence and health protection. 4. Seniors become suspicious and distrustful. Here's an ugly truth few admit. Many seniors grow paranoid. They start believing neighbors are spying, caregivers are stealing, or family members are plotting against them. Part of this stems from legitimate fear scams targeting seniors are rampant. But sometimes suspicion escalates into unfounded accusations, fracturing relationships. I once interviewed a caregiver who said, "Her father accused me of stealing his dentures. They were in his coat pocket the whole time." Trust eroded, and the caregiver quit. The fix? Seniors should acknowledge fear without letting it poison trust. Families can help by creating systems, written logs of finances, transparent medication handling, and cameras, when agreed upon. Transparency protects dignity while calming fears. 5. Seniors eat terribly even when they know better. Microwave dinners, endless cookies, and skipped meals become common. Why? Because cooking feels like too much effort, or taste buds dull with age. Malnutrition hides in plain sight, disguised as weight loss, fatigue, or confusion. Betty, 80, once prided herself on gourmet meals. But after her husband passed, she lived on crackers and instant soup. Within a year, her doctor said she was severely malnourished, her bones thinning dangerously. The fix? Seniors should plan nutrition hacks. Frozen veggies, protein shakes, community meal programs, or cooking with friends. Eating well isn't just fuel, it's independence insurance. 6. Seniors refuse to talk about death. Strangely, the closer people get to the end, the more they pretend it's not coming. Seniors dodge conversations about wills, funeral wishes, or even life support preferences. Families are left guessing and fighting when crises strike. It's not about morbidity, it's about control. One man left no instructions and his children spent years battling in court over his estate, their grief poisoned by legal fees and bitterness. The fix? Facing death is the final act of courage. Write down wishes, share them openly. Death talks aren't about dying, they're about ensuring your life story ends the way you want. 7. Seniors lash out in anger. This is another unspoken truth. Some older adults grow short-tempered, snapping at loved ones, nurses, even strangers. Anger becomes a shield against vulnerability. But here's the cost. Fractured families. Grandkids stop visiting. Spouses withdraw. Caregivers burn out. One nurse said, "It's heartbreaking." The sweetest grandma becomes cruel because she's scared of losing control. The fix? Recognize that anger often masks fear or pain. Seniors should learn to say, "I'm scared," instead of shouting. Families should listen with compassion, but set boundaries. Nobody deserves abuse, even if it comes from fear. 8. Seniors overshare and lose filters with age. Some people stop caring what others think. The result? Oversharing personal details, medical conditions, or blunt opinions that sting. A grandmother at Thanksgiving announcing, "You've gained weight, dear," may sound funny, but repeated unfiltered comments erode relationships. The fix? Remember that honesty without kindness is cruelty. Seniors can practice pausing before speaking. Is it true? Is it necessary? Is it kind? Families, meanwhile, can meet oversharing with humor rather than humiliation. 9. Seniors let homes become unsafe, loose rugs, broken steps, poor lighting. It's shocking how many seniors live in booby-trapped houses. Why? Because admitting you can't manage repairs feels like surrendering independence. But these small dangers lead to falls, the #1 killer of independence. One bad fall can turn a vibrant senior into a nursing home resident overnight. The fix? Home safety isn't weakness, it's empowerment. Think of it as upgrading your car for a road trip. Fix the lights, add railings, remove clutter. A safe home is the foundation of freedom. 10. Seniors hide depression behind smiles. One of the ugliest truths is invisible. Depression cloaked in forced cheerfulness. Seniors tell their kids, "I'm fine," while quietly sinking into despair. Loneliness, loss of purpose, and grief pile up. Yet society expects seniors to be endlessly grateful for long lives. This silences their pain. Remember Carl, who laughed at Sunday dinners but went home to cry alone every night? By the time his family discovered the truth, he'd attempted suicide. The fix? Depression is not weakness, it's a medical condition. Seniors should talk about sadness openly. Families must listen without dismissing. Professional therapy and support groups save lives. 11. Seniors resist new technology to their own detriment. From smartphones to telemedicine, technology is today's lifeline. Yet many seniors reject it, claiming it's too complicated or not for their generation. The result? Missed medical appointments, lost social connections, vulnerability to scams. Evelyn, 75, refused online banking. A scammer drained her account with a forged check, something digital alerts could have prevented. The fix? Seniors should view tech not as an enemy but as armor. Start small video calls, health apps, or online shopping. Technology doesn't replace human connection, it extends it. 12. Seniors pretend they don't need help until crisis. Hits perhaps the ugliest truth of all. Seniors often deny they need help. They fear becoming a burden, so they insist they're fine until they collapse, crash the car, or end up hospitalized. Families then scramble in panic, making rushed decisions about care. What could have been a gradual, dignified transition becomes an emergency. The fix? Asking for help is not surrender, it's strategy. Seniors should involve family before crisis hits, making care a collaboration, not a rescue mission. Independence isn't doing everything alone. It's directing your life with support where needed. Final word. Ugly doesn't mean hopeless. Yes, aging brings ugly truths, but ugly doesn't mean shameful. It means real, raw, unpolished. And the more openly we talk about them, the more power we have to shape our final chapters with intention. The seniors who thrive aren't the ones who pretend aging is a glossy postcard. They're the ones who face these 12 ugly things head-on, turning obstacles into opportunities for growth, connection, and even joy. So whether you're a senior, the child of one, or simply someone on the journey of life, remember this. Aging is inevitable, but how you age is a choice. Shine light on the ugly, and you'll discover it has its own strange beauty.